Hello. So I wholeheartedly recognize that what I'm going to share with you today may be unpopular, but you guys know me. I like to put things very plainly and very bluntly. Most spiritual teachers are going to coddle you, and we need people like that in this world because we need the spiritual teacher who's a little more straightforward, and then we need the spiritual teacher who is going to really hold you and cradle you as you undergo this transformational process that you're going through. I choose to give you a more straightforward approach because I want to help you accelerate your life. The spiritual teacher that coddles you is needed because they understand what this process entails. They understand that it's no joke. And so they don't want to disparage you or discourage you in any way. So they will be very present with you. You'll even notice that most spiritual teachers, when they address you, it's like they're addressing children. It's like they're in kindergarten and they're the teacher and they're like, okay, so you're going to be okay, right? I don't want to do that with you guys because I want to expedite this process for you. And by the process, I mean coming into joy, coming into peace, coming into harmony with your own life. So here's my statement today that is pretty bold, but I think it's necessary at this time. When I look at you, I see you as being already enlightened. You're already enlightened. It's just that you've spent the majority of your life receiving and believing thoughts that aren't true. The thoughts that crowd into your mind, pay attention to their texture, pay attention to their flavor, pay attention to how they make you feel. If you have a thought that tells you, you're not enough, you're inadequate, you're still single, you haven't found your purpose yet, you're not doing enough, these thoughts are conditionally loving because they're not your own thoughts. You have to understand that we live in a universe where everyone and everything is interlinked, which means that just like you can create your own reality through believing in yourself, through believing in your causes, through believing in your dreams, and then you implicate other people, or you bring other people on board, you could say that in that moment, you're a thought. And you're so convincing that, and you're a creator. You're so convincing that now you're bringing other people on board because they believe you. They believe the thought that you are. And now they're going to embark on a journey with you to help actualize your dreams, to help you achieve your highest potential, and hopefully theirs as well, which would allow it to be an equal exchange. You both need each other, and you're working synergistically, symbiotically together to make all of your dreams come true. Now, just like you might be a thought, T-H-O-U-G-H-T, not a thought, T-H-O-T, honey. Just because you might be a thought to someone else, the thoughts that you receive are somebody else's. But if they feel conditionally loving to you, they're going to drag you into the mix. They're going to drag you, your energy, into what they're building. See, your thoughts, which aren't your own, are building an empire through you. And if they feel conditionally loving, then you will not end up in the right situation. Because you keep believing that you're not enough. Because you keep believing that you're single and you deserve it and you're doing it wrongly. You keep believing these lies that are being fed to you. That's why I tell you, don't listen to thoughts. Unless it's a thought that has a conscience, like, hey, you hurt somebody, call them and apologize. That's not really a thought. You could say it's a thought. It's more like your intuition using thought to get through to you. But if a thought feels conditionally loving, it's only going to worsen your life. So you have to learn to unsubscribe from these thoughts. Unsubscribe, from these thoughts. You have to. Because otherwise, you're continually believing a reality that doesn't have your best interest at heart. Now, why do I say you're already enlightened? Because you are. If you decided today, Phil, I'm enlightened. From now on, Phil, if you tell me that if I stay present, that fog that I created by believing all these thoughts, right? Every time you believe these thoughts that are negative, that are critical, you're creating a fog. It's like a dark cloud around you. And then you end up thinking you're in the wrong reality. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong in my life. Blah, 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 blah. So then you step outside of the present moment, which we'll get to in a minute. You step outside of the present moment to look for a solution to clear that fog. Failing to realize that the second you step out of the present moment, you've just exited your highest reality. You're already enlightened. You're already in the highest reality. The reason why the things that you want haven't physically manifested yet is because you keep generating this dark fog around you by buying into the thoughts that convince you that you're something that you're not. That's why. The present moment exists outside of time, believe it or not. The now moment exists outside of time. So for every moment that you're present, okay, for every moment that you're present, really hear me here. The universe is reshuffling, reorganizing your entire physical reality. It's cleaning up that fog. It's clearing the fog. And then all of a sudden you realize, wow, I've always been in my highest reality. Now I see that the person that loved me, I can see that I love them back. Or I could see that if my purpose hasn't fallen on my lap yet, it's not because I'm doing anything wrong. It's because it's not time yet. And I need to prepare myself. I need to work on myself every day so that when that purpose reveals itself, I'm ready. I'm off to the races. Okay? So basically, people generate that fog all the time. You know, when I drive, I never have a problem on the road. I just don't. I'm very chill. I'm in rhythm with everyone else. It's like, yeah, I'm not in a rush. I've been in people's cars where the second I get in their car, there's constant chaos. One time, okay, incidents happen. If it's a constant thing, then that indicates to me that that person doesn't have peace inside. They keep attracting chaos in their life because they keep believing thoughts that aren't true. Okay, and because they keep feeding into that, because they keep yelling at everyone on the road, they keep worsening their own situation, failing to realize they're already enlightened. All they have to do is start being present now. Stop escaping the now moment. Because every time you escape the now moment, you're asking your life to get harder. You are creating your own suffering. The present moment exists outside of time. When you are present, and I'll give you an example of presence. You and I go for coffee. You tell me about your week. I'm not only listening to your words. I'm so present now that I'm listening to the rhythm. I'm feeling into your emotions, right? In the beginning, it's tough. You can hardly listen to the person's words because you're so trained to not be present, right? You're so trained to be caught up in your thoughts, which are just realities being created through you that are not for your highest good, right? But as you learn to be present, it's like you enter a tunnel. Wow, it's not only your words now, it's your feelings, it's the rhythm. It's all of that. So when you're present, you're serving the universe because you're acknowledging people. Whether they know it or not, you are so locked into them, undivided attention, that the universe is like, wow, this person doesn't believe what's distracting them. We're going to send them more and more and more goodness. They don't believe those false realities anymore. So my message to you today is you're already enlightened. Now stop looking for a way out of the present moment. The present moment is what's rearranging your life. It is what's clearing that fog. Okay? A lot of spiritual teachers are going to tell you, you need to do this to achieve this. There is no achieving. You already are it. You're already in the highest reality, but you don't believe you are because you keep taking the bait with these thoughts. These thoughts don't have your highest interest at heart. Start putting your heart first. If it doesn't feel unconditionally loving, unsubscribe. Every moment you get to make a new choice. Are you choosing these thoughts or you? I love you.